Hello, I'm now going to record Daf Samach Vav. We're up to Samach Vav Amar Aleph, the beginning of the Gemara. In the Mishnah we learned that an amputee is allowed to go out with his prosthesis, says Reb Meir, because Reb Meir considers it his shoe, and Reb Yaisi said he's not allowed to go out with it because he doesn't consider it his shoe, he doesn't really put his weight on it, and it's only used in order to cover the wound. So Rabbi Yaisi considers that a masa is just something to carry. There's a rule that whenever there's a machlokes Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Yaisi, the halacha is like Rabbi Yaisi. So consequently, Amalei Rava of Nachman Hechi Tanan. Rava asked Rav Nachman, how does the Mishnah go? Who said muter and who said aser? Amalei, so Rav Nachman says la yadana. I don't know. Hilchos Samai. So what's the halacha? Amalei said la yadana. How can I know? Because if the machlokes is between Reb Meir and Reb Yaisi, the halacha is like Reb Yaisi, but you have to know if Reb Meir was mater and Reb Yaisi aser or vice versa. Itmer, it was said, Amar Shmuel had a girsa that eina kiteya, that Reb Meir says it's aser. V'chein Amar Rav Huna eina kiteya. Rav Huna also had a girsa that Reb Meir said it's aser because it's not a shoe. Amar Rav Yosef, so Rav Yosef now says, Hoil v'Amar Shmuel eina kiteya, and v'Amar Rav Huna eina kiteya. If Shmuel and Rav Huna both say that the amputee can't go out with his prosthesis, so I guess I will also have a gears on the Mishnah that Rav Meir says that it's aser. Maskiv lo Rava bar Shira. So Rava bar Shira turns everything upside down. He says, what's going on? What, these Rabbonim haven't heard? Hadamasni le Rav Chanan bar Rava lechia bar Rav kamei Rav. Rav Chanan bar Rava was teaching Chia, the son of Rav, in front of Rav, B'kitayna debei Rav, in a small room near Rav's base medrash, and he taught Eina Kiteya Yoytze B'kav Shalei Divrei Reb Meir. The Reb Meir prohibits the amputee to go out with the prosthesis, and Rabbi Yaisi is mater, and Rabbi Yaisi says it's muter. When Rav Chanan bar Rava said that, Machvile Rav was waving to his child's tutor, Eipach, reverse it. The Reb Meir is the one that says it's allowed, and Rabbi Yaisi prohibits it. And Omer of Nachman bar Yitzchak, if you're getting confused, I'll give you a siman. The simana samach samach. Rabbi Yaisi's name has a samach, and Rabbi Yaisi says that it's aser, which is a samach. So therefore, Rav established that the proper gears on the Mishnah is Reb Meir says it's muter, and Rabbi Yaisi says it's aser. The halacha would be that it's aser. The Gemara tells us af Shmuel haderbei. Shmuel also changed his mind and agreed that Reb Meir is the one that says it's allowed, and Rabbi Yaisi says it's not allowed. The Tanan, there's a Mishnah in Yevamis, Cholza b'sandal shayna shalai. If chalitza was done, but the sandal did not belong to the Yavam, it was borrowed, or b'sandal shalaitz, or a wooden sandal, or shall smoil b'yamin, or she removed the left sandal from his right foot. So chalitza ksheira. So b'diavad it's okay. So again, using a borrowed sandal, using a wooden sandal, or taking the left sandal but off the right foot is okay. Vamrinan, so he said Mantan, who's the one who says that a wooden sandal counts, because a wooden sandal is called a shoe? Amar Shmuel says it's Reb Meir. It's Reb Meir the Tanan, who in our Mishnah said, Hakiteh yaitze b'kav shalai div Reb Meir. Reb Meir holds that a amputee can go out with a wooden prosthesis, because that's considered his shoe. So you see that according to Reb Meir, a wooden shoe is called a shoe. Rabbi Yaisi prohibits it. So you see that Shmuel reversed his opinion of before and his text and said Rabbi Meir is the one who considers a wooden shoe a shoe. Therefore, you can use it for chalitza, and therefore you can go out with it on Shabbos. And Rabbi Yaisi says a wooden shoe is not a shoe. Furthermore, Rav Huna also reversed himself. The Tanya we learned in a brayso sandal shel sayodin. It was like an overshoe made of straw that people who worked with lime would use it as an overshoe on their leather shoe so that the acid of the lime shouldn't burn their leather shoes. So Tamei Midras, if he's a Zav, that shoe gets Tumas Midras, it becomes an Avatuma. V'isha Chaylatzes, but you can use it for Chalitza. V'yotzim by B'Shabbos, so you can use it on Shabbos, Divrei Rabbi Akiva. So Rabbi Akiva considers this straw overshoe a shoe that's Tamei Midras is good for Chalitza, you can wear it on Shabbos. V'lai haidulai. And the Chacham didn't agree to Rabbi Akiva. However, But now there's a Mishnah in Adiyas, Haidulai, that the Chachamim did agree with Rabbi Akiva. And Amar Rav Huna, that's the one we're looking for. Rav Huna says, Man Haidulai, who agreed to Rabbi Akiva that a straw overshoe is considered a shoe? It's Rabbi Meir. Man Lai Haidulai, who did not agree that a straw overshoe is not considered a shoe? It's Rabbi Yaisi. So you see that Rav Huna also changed his mind. The Rabbi Meir considers a wooden shoe or a straw shoe a shoe, and therefore you can go out with it on Shabbos, and it's midras, and you can use it for chalitza. And Rabbi Yossi holds that it's not. Zok the Gemara, Rav Yosef Amar, Rav Yosef says, Man lai haidu lai. Another one who doesn't agree with Rabbi Akiva, well, Rabbi Yossi doesn't agree, because Rabbi Yossi holds that only a leather shoe is called a shoe, but a wooden or a straw shoe is not. Another one who doesn't agree is Rabbi Yochanan Menuri. The Tanah, we learned in the Mishnah, Machzeles hakash v'shvoiferes hakash, a mat made of straw or a tube made of straw. Rabbi Akiva metame. Rabbi Akiva considers it a wooden utensil, and therefore it's makabel tumah. Rabbi Yochanan Menuri metar. Rabbi Yochanan Menuri is metar. Why? Because Rabbi Yochanan Menuri considers straw not even wood. So we have two reasons to disagree with Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva held that this straw overshoe is considered a shoe. Reb Meir agrees with him and considers the wooden shoe, which is a prosthesis for a amputee, also considered a shoe. You can go out with it on Shabbos. You can do chalitza with a wooden shoe. A wooden shoe and a straw shoe would be Makabel Tumas Midras. The ones who disagree would be Rabbi Yaisi, who holds that a wooden or a straw shoe is not considered a shoe, and you can't go out with it on Shabbos. And Rabbi Yochanan Menuri, who might agree that a wooden shoe is called a shoe, but disagrees and holds that a straw overshoe, a straw shoe, is not called a shoe. Amar Mar, sandal shal sayadin tame midras. This overshoe that the people work with lime and plaster is makabel tumas midras halavli luchavdi. It's only a protective overshoe while they're working in the lime. So why would it be called midras if it's not normally meant to walk on? Amar Rav Acha bar Rav Ula, so Rav Acha bar Rav Ula says, Shekain hasayad mitayel by atshemagil lebeisai. Besides for having this overshoe while he's working with the lime, so that the lime doesn't burn his leather shoe, he walks home already with it. And since he walks home with it, that's enough, according to Rabbi Yossi, according to Rabbi Akiva, to consider, according to Reb Meir, according to Reb Meir and according to Rabbi Akiva, that's enough to make it considered a shoe and would be metama tumas midras. The Mishnah says, "V'myesh loy beis kibul ksisin tamei." If this prosthesis has a cavity that you could put soft cloth into, so it's a klietz that has a beis kibul. So tamei, it's makabel tumah. Amar Abaya's opinion is it's tamei tumas meis. It's now a klietz that has a beis kibul that can be makabel tumah from a mace as tumas maga, a tumah that touches a mace. But vein tamei midras. But it's still not a midras because it's not really meant to put your weight on. The amputee usually walks, let's say, with crutches or some other means, and this is just something that covers the foot. Even though from time to time he puts his weight on it, but that's not enough to make it a midras. And Rav Amarav says af tamei midras. It's also tamei midras because on occasion the amputee puts his weight on it. It's very important. If Rava holds it's tamei midras, why did the Mishnah only say that it's makabel tumah if it has a cavity? If it has a cavity, the Mishnah says that it's makabel tumah. So I understand it's makabel tumas eitz, makabel tumas maga, as a klietz that has a beis kibul. What does that have to do with midras? So Taisvus answers that once it has a cavity and you have soft cloth in it, so according to Rava, first of all, it's a keli to makabel tumas maga as a klietz, but also now the amputee feels more comfortable putting his weight on it because he has a cavity with soft cloth in it that he can put his weight on it. So anyway, so they agreed to disagree. Abai says that it's not tamei midras, and Rava says it is. Amar Rava, so Rava explains, Benami, why do I think that it's not makabel tumas midras? I'm sorry. Why does Rava say that it is makabel tumas midras when it's used on occasion? The Tanankos we learned in a Mishnah, Gola shel cotton tamei midras, that little red wagon that little children have. He says it's makabel tumas midras, and if the cotton would be a zav, the wagon becomes a midrash shel zav and an avatuma. Why? Because on occasion the child sits on that wagon and somebody pulls him. Abai says, don't compare the little red wagon of a child to the prosthesis of an amputee. Hasam samachilave, because when the child is on the wagon, often enough, he's on that wagon and he's wheeled around. That's why it's roy lemidras. Abaye holds that it's too rare that an amputee puts his weight on the prosthesis, and therefore it's not a midras. Amar Abaye, and Abaye says, and I'll prove it to you that it's not mekabel tumas midras. Menamina, where do I get my opinion from? The Tanya, we learned in a brayso, makel shel zakenim tor miklum. An older person's walking stick is not mekabel tumas maga because it doesn't have a base kibble, and it's not mekabel tumas midras because he doesn't put his weight on it. And Rava says Hasam over there, Litarutzi sugya vida. A walking stick is only to make your steps straight and to stand straight, but you don't really put your weight on that walking stick. But Hacha here, this prosthesis, Lismach ilavehu davida v'samichalei. Here it is meant to put his weight on. So Abaye and Rava agree to disagree. Everyone agrees that the walking stick of an older man is not Tamei Midras because it's very rare for him to actually put his weight on that walking stick. Everyone agrees that a child's little red wagon is Makabel Tumas Midras because often enough the child sits on it and people roll him around. The question is how to compare the amputee's prosthesis. Rava compares it close enough to the child's wagon and it's Makabel Tumas Midras, and Abaye compares it close enough to the old man's walking stick, which is not Makabel Tumas Midras. We learned Tameim Midras Ven Yoitzim and B'Shabbos Ven Echnosim Mem Lazara. This was talking about somebody who is an amputee, and he can't walk on his legs. So what he does is he has coverings on his feet, but he also has like a little chair under his bottom that he sits on the floor, and he has under his hands, he has like 2 blocks of wood. What he does is he raises his body using his arms, pushing down on those blocks of wood, propels himself forward, and then he lands again. Then again propels himself forward. So all these, the blocks that are under his hands and the chair and the things that are under his feet are Tamei Midras because he has his weight on them. You can't go out with them on Shabbos because it might fall off and you might come to carry it, and you can't go into the Azara with it. Tani Tana Kamed Rabbi Yochanan Echnasim Em Lazara. There was somebody who taught in front of Rabbi Yochanan that you could go into the Azara with it. Amar Lei, so Rabbi Yochanan tells this person who taught this brayso, Ani Shayna Isha Chalatzes Bay. I have a girsa and a brayso that a woman can use. Let's say if this amputee is a yavam, so you can do chalitza by removing one of these things off his foot. So therefore, it's evidently it's called a shoe. Vat amrit nechnasen, and you say you're allowed to go into the azara. Today, ein nechnasim b'hem lazara. If the chachamim said that you're not allowed to go with your shoes into the azara, this is definitely considered a shoe if you can do chalitza with it. Lukitmin tahirin. Lukitmin are not makabel tumah, but you can't wear them out on Shabbos. What are lukitmin? Amr Babo Chamor da Akfa. Clowns used to have this fake donkey that they carried around on their shoulders. Well, that's very nice, but it's certainly not something that you can carry out on Shabbos. Rava Bar Papa Amar Kshiri. Rava Bar Papa says it's stilts. And Rava Bar Rav Huna Amar Promi. He says it's masks. So all these things are considered a masui and not a tachshit. You can't go out with it on Shabbos. So I'm going to upload this first half, and then Mir Tashem the second half. Kol Tiv.